Record. All right. Hey, everybody. It's Cathy Inman. We're here for Tech Tuesday with Shuffle by LFI, joined with by one of our co-founders, ER Wolf. And we're just here to help everybody with all the tech things, whether it's something about how to build, how to share, or why are we using Shuffle? How are we using Shuffle? What are we doing to network with it or share our information? So we're just here to answer any questions. We'll start off with question and answer, see how we can help everybody, and then we'll dive into some new features that ER is going to chat about today. So anybody trying to do anything? Anybody have any questions about anything they're trying to do?
Yes.
Questions? Yeah, Jay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought it was Jay talking. I saw Jay's lip moving and then it was Greg's voice. Greg, what can we do for you?
Okay. So all these birthday cards that I'm creating, I find myself limited on the fonts. When I go there, I'm able to get the Google fonts, the default fonts.
Yep.
But when I do the ones on Google, I find one that I really like, but then I'm lost trying to figure out how to get it on there.
Absolutely. Let me share. I got Doug demo up real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
See if it'll let me. There we go. I was gonna say it's not letting me share my screen. Yeah, let's chat about fonts. So if you are,
it might be easiest too, Cathy, if you just go to click on building a new card and select any card from the desktop builder.
okay.
And then let's just jump on the text section. So if you want to just scroll down into standard cards and grab a template. I was just looking at that too.
A template. You guys all know we're going to 18. So
and
silly.
Then you can go ahead and scroll down to select and create. You might have to scroll on that. There you go, create and edit. And then just about halfway down here, we'll see that text section. Let's click on that. So Greg, what you're talking about, you can see the text paragraph where you actually change stuff. And just below that, what Cathy's got her mouse over is font family. You see default fonts. You can click on that and select Google fonts.
Right.
And then you can select in the category, not the Google link, and those fonts should load up. So Cathy, if you highlight a section and change the font to a Google font, let us know where else you're getting tripped up here, but then it will pull in the font stuff.
So you can see that over here that it changes every time I do a different choice.
And so what I suspect, Greg, which again, may or may not be the case, are you clicking on the font.google.com link and going over there to see all the fonts?
Probably.
Okay, so just above that is a drop-down menu with all of those fonts loaded in from Google. But again, if you don't want to go through, because I know like for a lot of us, just seeing all the font labels doesn't really help us out as much as knowing what the font looks like. So Cathy, if you wouldn't mind, outside of that menu, just below that, where it has Google Fonts, yeah, go ahead and click on that. And this should give you a listing of what all of those fonts look like. So
yeah, that's exactly where I've been.
Yep. So like, let's say you're on here and you like that, Source Sans or Oswald, you know what I mean? OSWALD. So like, let's say we like the Oswald. Make sure you're highlighting a portion of your text, Cathy, too.
Oops.
You're good. And then we'll come in here and we'll scroll down to the Oswald one, and that should be on here. It's just, there's a lot of them on here, as you know. So there it is, and you select it and it should pull it up. So just be aware that that link out to fonts by Google is just to give you an overview of what those fonts look like. The drop-down menu is where you're going to select the font, and make sure you highlight the text that you want to change to what font.
Okay.
And please let us know if you're getting hung up anywhere else, Greg.
Okay. And highlight it like I'm going to copy and paste it.
Yep. So like, if you can see Cathy's editing right now, she's going to click on the font. It brings it up. So she's got that paragraph on the left-hand side, and you can see that she's highlighted it just like she's going to copy or paste. And then you can see just below that where it says font family, she selected Google and she's moving to any other font. And you can see it just changes as she changes that font. But she has to have the text highlighted or it might not change.
Gotcha. All right.
It's
Awesome.
also in a really nice way. I like to do this where, so if you take your paragraph section and clone it,
Yep.
Mhm.
what I'll do is I'll take the top one maybe and turn it into more of a title. So this could be the title of the section maybe below it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that could be a different font from what's underneath it, maybe a little bit bigger,
Yep.
and then maybe something a little more exciting. Center that up, and then you've got your title, and then your whatever you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's a huge tip too, Cathy. Like, don't, just because your template has one section of text, don't feel constrained by that. Just go and clone that. And even if, to Cathy's point, you're putting one title bar across the type that's just going to have like 2 or 3 words, you can still use its own text section. So that way you can adjust the boldness, the color, all of those things, because they're independent sections within your card.
Okay.
Does that help? Does that help, Greg?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
Cathy, what does that padding do? You were messing with padding. What does that do?
So I have the title, that box right there is what I have highlighted, and you can see that when it went from a paragraph to just the one word, it still had the padding at 10, and it put this extra
Space.
white space.
Okay.
Mhm. So I just took that white space out from underneath it to make it a little bit closer to the paragraph.
Yep, padding is almost like bubble wrap that you're wrapping around the words, right? So you're giving them some padding around there that's going to either spread it out from the sides or the top and the bottom. There's also a section on some of them that you'll see called margin, which operates in a similar fashion. And again, this is all part of that process of building your card and laying it out and adjusting it and coming back and editing it. And as you dial it in, you'll design exactly what you want to see. But let's say one of your cards just has a lot of text. Again, going back to what Cathy was talking about, don't be afraid to just clone text sections over and over and over again, so that you can modify each section independently of everything else.
Okay,
Yeah, so maybe you
Cathy,
just have
Cathy.
title, paragraph, and a link. So you could have that title where you could put the space above and below it and make it where you want it to land.
Yep.
okay, Cathy, now that you did the paragraph and like that, show us how to make the color behind it stand out.
I don't think you can do the color behind a paragraph. You can do the
You can do
color
the
of
text color
text.
on here, but if you want to adjust the background color, you actually have to go to that cell itself. So Cathy, if you go up towards the top above the image, yep, and you click right there. So Cathy's selecting that box, and you can see that has background content right there, and she can adjust it to change the color on there, and that would change the background
Perfect.
behind the text. So just be aware of what the box is that the element is sitting within, and you can adjust that as well.
So if that's the case, then down below, there's another box opening. Could that be a different color?
So like where Douglas Baldwin is sitting right there, if Cathy selects that and she says, well, maybe I want that to be white.
Yeah.
She should be able to come into the background color there. And if you see on the left-hand side where it's got these little dashed lines, it's transparent right now. So that's why the red is showing through. If she selects white, it's going to change back to white.
Or another color, right?
Or another color, anything you want it to be. Yes.
Great. So we can have about 3 or 4 boxes of print with different colors in them.
Correct. Again, we want to give you the flexibility to lay this page out, this card out, any way you choose to lay it out. So if you want to change colors as you scroll down, if you want to lay out and have lots of images or lots of videos, again, the choice is going to be yours.
But the key is that gear, that symbol.
Correct. So when Cathy's editing in the advanced builder, you're going to notice several things. You're going to notice a gear. If you look a little bit closer on the right-hand side, there's a gear for the full page. So it's just over there that Cathy just clicked on, and you could change the background for the whole page. Maybe we want it black, or maybe you want some type of image in the background. Again, you're going to select your color to best suit you. So everything is going to have, like, the boxes will have gears, and the elements themselves, when you click on it, it will pull up their editors as well.
Interesting. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I would have to edit that a little bit.
Sure.
I saw another hand go up. Mark, did you have a general question for us? I know you're not even sure what we're doing yet.
No, I can see that the substance of this meeting is really the tech aspect. I'll save my question for you tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. If you have questions, that's what this is a very generic. We talk about everything from how to network with it, how to share, how to build, whatever anybody has. So feel free to ask away.
So what makes this what would make this product stand out with what's out there in the competition? What makes this a more viable, usable, a better, more cost-effective, more flexible? What makes this a better solution out there for people who are either in sales or doing conferences? Who, to give you my quick background, I'm a sales trainer in the automotive space, and I'm not afraid to show myself. My camera's not set up, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would. But what sets this apart? Because there are other companies out there, and I shared something with Cathy. I'm not going to go into it here, but that's what kind of got me started along this path. I do see the value of having a digital business card. I love the potential of being able to, really add some content that would set an individual apart from anyone else. But what, as you're promoting this, as you're selling it, as you're delivering it, as you're recommending it, what sets this apart from everything else out there?
I think James might jump
amazing
out of his
question.
seat if we don't let him talk. James is gonna wreck his car if we don't let him talk.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm not gonna wreck Cathy, but Rob, I understand you coming at what sets LFI and Shuffle apart.
Mark's asking.
I'm sorry, Mark. What sets us apart from everybody else? There's no competition. There's no one-stop shop that you can be a lead generation, a follow-up, a CRM, that you can take a current website, non-website, social media, and link it to a card that they can promote off of the card, the QR code, anything they post. Now, me being a former salesperson, I was a recruiter for the Army for 5 years. I can tell you, I'm with you in sales. But what sets us apart from everyone? Nobody's in our realm. You can find somebody who's been in business 20 years, somebody who's thinking about business, and be able to help promote their business with the tap system that we have or the Shuffle itself. What makes, how can you promote it out there? Well, first off the bat, when they give you your cards, let me tap. Can you tap your card to mine? What do you mean tap? Well, this is how I share my card. 27 million cards are made and thrown in the trash daily. 27 million cards are being wasted. Of the 27 million cards going out there, how can you prove where you're getting contact from, where they're following up at, how they're doing their thing? You can track and call or see all that on the actual system itself. So to answer your question, what competition? I say, what competition? Because with this system, what you're getting for the price that we're paying, there is no competition out there. And anybody who's trying to promote their business, the organization, or themselves all together can do it all from LFI. Back to you.
I was gonna say, the one thing I'm gonna share, and then I'm gonna let ER talk. Oh, I lost the screen. So Mark, I don't know if you can see my screen. Oh, here you go. So so after you and I talked earlier, and I sent you my card. So
you got to hold it in front of you, Cathy, or it'll try and gray out your blur. You got to adjust the blur on your video.
So it says Mark Rodriguez viewed your LFI 2002 calendar card. So I knew every time you clicked on it, I knew that you were probably going to be on this call because you actually were interested in what we were talking about. So to me, one of my favorite things is not only the lead capture, which is I know how you and I got together today talking, but also the fact that it's kind of a crystal ball telling me like, this person told me one thing and never opened my card. This person told me one thing, they opened my card 3 times. I have a pretty good feeling that we're going to have a good conversation because I know that they know what we're talking about. So, and then anybody else want to answer that? I mean, I'm sure ER's jumping at the
Oh,
bit.
yeah, let's do the
Ruben,
round
let the
table. I've got
users
some
do
good
it,
stuff
right?
to
Let
share,
the
but
users do it. Ruben.
and I appreciate the question, Mark.
Hey, Mark, this past Friday, I was in a live meeting and the slide went up and this guy had a competitive card and it's free because apparently the cards that they used to have now cost money. Okay. So, and I said, that's interesting. Can you, do you have a QR code on that card? Go, yeah. Can you share that with me? And then I shared Shuffle QR code. And it was a basic card. It was free, but it didn't have all the bells and whistles. And what I did, I had a mindset change because number one, he has opened up the market for me. More people now, great, go ahead and try those. It's a digital business card. Let me show you the difference between that one and this one. In other words, the market is creating a bigger market. Right now, I'm a target for every new or every company that has a digital business card because apparently they're following me on social media and putting their ads up. So what I'm doing is I'm getting their ads, changing the words a little bit and making my promotion from their ads. But the key is of this whole thing is that they're opening up this huge, gigantic market. Right now, as James said, they're still using regular cards. Okay, there's a lot of potential out there. Well, these companies are making it more and more easy for us to show us how we differ from them.
Well, so that's exactly kind of how our conversation started is Mark we have a mutual friend who was introducing a business card idea. And he was just like, I got to see what else is out there. I got to see, is this price competitive? What is it that the technology is into right now? And then luckily we have a mutual friend who said, well, you got to call Cathy and find out what she's up to.
Well, Cathy, I mean, and no, I'm not going to give any names, but it was basically a conversation that kind of went like this. You're not going to believe what I'm working on right now. Oh my God. It is the most state-of-the-art, cutting-edge. Holy shit, you have to see this. And this is going to change the industry. It's a game changer. If you're not doing this, you don't know what you're doing. I said, whoa, tell me what it is. It's a digital business card. I said, well, how? Wait. And it's got a QR code. I said, dude, that technology is old. What do you... I said, wait. What's the price point? What do you... Okay. You got me at all the hype. What is the price point? Well, I'm doing the landing page. My company, this is what I do. And the guy basically charges thousands of dollars for building Wix websites that only provide SEO for Wix and not the website owner. But that's another story. Yep. But I said to him, what's the price point? $500. I said, $500. I said, are you kidding me? I said, $500. I said, listen, so if I understand what you're telling me, if you're charging $500, that damn card, when I tap someone's phone, it better automatically pull in all their information.
Right.
Because aside from that, I said to him, aside from how do you sleep at night, how do you justify that price? Well, we're not really talking much anymore because he got really insulted that I wouldn't, sip the lemonade, do the mushrooms to sip off the lemonade. But this is why I'm here. I'm now on a journey to find a solution because he's already gotten 15 people suckered into a $500 investment that it's just for technology that's already out there. So I took a look at your website and I could see you guys do a hell of a lot more. Oh, and wait, and I got the proverbial wait. There's more. There's a dot that you can stick on the back of your phone. And I just said, you know what, man? I don't know who sold you on your program, but let me tell you something. Woo! They got you good. They got you
Got you
really
good.
good. Anyway.
I don't know. So we also have a web guy or tech guy here. Mike, do you want to speak to this at all? I'm sure you're just chomping at the bit as well.
Well, Lordy. Okay. All right. I've been marketing now for a lot of years, and everything you said I've heard, and I used to do it. I used to build websites. And all they're doing is feeding on the lack of knowledge. Mm-hmm. When people don't know, you can charge them whatever you want to charge them. Mm-hmm. Right? That's why I kind of got away from it. I saw the digital business card. I saw what we can do as far as landing pages. I don't build websites anymore. I refer people to other people. I tell them, if you want a simple way to get it done that's going to be a whole lot cheaper, I'm your guy. And I can build it for you in a few minutes. If they don't want that and they want to have something else, I let them go and do what they want to do. Always remember, the customer is right. They're always right. That's it. And they can go off and get whatever they want somewhere else. But if they want something that's simple, cheap, and works very well, I'm your guy. And trackable. Websites are not trackable. I can make a website trackable, but that's a whole lot of coding that has to be done. And most people are not going to pay for that. They don't want to pay for that. They don't have the income to pay for it. And the people that have it have something else.
But Mike, you get a metal business card, man. For that you get a metal business card with that $500.
Oh yeah.
There's a whole bunch of those metal or aluminum cards that are out there, and there's a whole bunch of dots that are out there. I know all about all of it. But I'm here because I know this is the place to be. And I got 42 years of business. I've done it wrong. I guarantee you. There are things that I have earned and there are things that I've learned. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, it's easier to learn it than earn it, because it hurts when you earn it. Yeah. So either they listen, like last week ER was on here and he was laying it out. And I just said, I hope they're listening, because that's all it is. You got to listen. Somebody's telling you something that's better because they have earned it. They've earned this knowledge, and they don't want you to earn it. They want you to learn it. Yeah. And that's it.
Thank you, Mike.
I'm with you.
I love that question mark so much. I'm going to jump in here. And first of all, I love the fact that we've got these raving fans, right? These are users that you're hearing from who have first person knowledge of using our technology and implementing it to serve certain functions within their businesses. And each and everybody on this call does different things. And I love that about the flexibility. And Mark, if I can sort of take you through a vision of this, I think what you heard from James, which is poignant, is if you're comparing this to the analog, to handing out a piece of paper, to introducing yourself the old way, hands down, this is going to be the latest and greatest and next best thing, like so many of the other competitors out there as well. But if you're doing an apples to apples comparison, because this is what's happening right now. We've been in the space for about 5 years. We're adding additional technology. We've been doing technology development for over a dozen years. And what we're trying to do is simplify and scale down powerful technology so that the average everyday person can implement it. So everybody on this call is capable of learning and implementing the technology. I think when we talk about digital business cards, something that's going to set Elify and our Shuffle solution apart from everybody else, we always say it's about handing out the right information to the right person at the right time. And I think you, as much as anybody with a background in sales, would know, hey, look, if I'm, especially on the auto side, if you're here shopping for a used car, you know what I mean? Then I want to take you down that journey and find you something so I can make a sale. And I don't want to take you in a wrong direction. Oh, hey, let's get the information so you can order your brand new car. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you're looking for used cars. Let's go through the inventory and find something that's going to fit for you, or whatever your method of operation is. And the flexibility that Shuffle brings to the table is you can build a business card, or you can build a landing page about anything. So a lot of the other purveyors out there, they're going to shoehorn you into one generic template. You know what I mean? Usually there's a profile pic, name and information, a bunch of outbound web links. On our platform, it's anything you want to put on there. You want to create a video landing page, you can put a video and a button on your card if that's what you want. You want a business card, you can put your name, contact information, and your logo, and that's it. You can put videos, you can put images, outbound web links, about text. And the flexibility on the desktop builder allows you to drag and drop and clone and make that page exactly what you want it to be. I think this is important, especially for somebody who might manage a sales team, where you can put together content that you want them all to be out sharing the same information, and yet still allow them to have different elements to share. The average or the regular premium Shuffle account comes with 10 pages. So it's not even just a singular card, it's cards on cards. And we have users who have hundreds of cards. That's what blows my mind. We have users who've created hundreds of cards because they have a different need for each use of those cards. So that's one of the first big differences. The second difference, Mark, the second big difference that I see is we've baked in networking as part of the content side. So we see it as two sides, right? The first side is content, my business card, my product brochure, information about me, my products, my services, all of that marketing material that you would share, coupled with the relationship side. So as Cathy and others have mentioned, I know who's looking at what and who's engaged with that material. Like Cathy mentioned, this is like having a crystal ball. When I know Mark is opening up that card again and again, probably a good chance he's going to show up at the training today. And I didn't even have to have him tell me about it. I could prep and know. And in fact, Cathy, you mentioned to me, I think we're going to have Mark on the call, which is somebody, and you gave me a little bit of background. Like, that's power going into the next interaction that you don't get with a lot of other technologies. So it's coupling the relationship side with the content side. And then I think the other thing is deliverability and ease of use. Everybody communicates. I was thinking about this today. When I was thinking about email, and my email inbox is horrible, right? Like 10,000 unread messages, because it feels like the moment somebody gets your phone number or your email address, one, they start spamming you. Two, they send it out to everybody else. They all start spamming you. And I thought, wow, the moment you have a channel of communication, right? Somewhere where information is coming into you, email, phone number, TV, doesn't matter. People are going to get on that channel and they're going to mark it. And the benefit with Shuffle is we empower that just as much as the next guy. If you want to text your cards out to people, maybe you have a text list that you leverage. If you want to email it out, if you want to post it in social media, if you want to send it individually, if you want to have them QR scan it, if you want to do separate QRs to separate events so you can measure it, if you want to use the NFC technology, you can do all of that on our platform. You just add your tap in and you start using it. So in contrast to the other purveyors out there, one is variety. I think we have a lot more functionality and variety of templates. And two is transmission. A lot of the other purveyors out there I see lead with like NFC, right? Near field communication, I want to tap to share. And so they start with the hardware and then they have like your singular template, whereas we have both. And in fact, we're going to continue to expand our offering of NFC capable devices so that you have different ways to share. Maybe it's a point of sale kiosk. Maybe it's the QR code for the digital fishbowl. Maybe it's a text message. Maybe it's a wearable NFC or something that's going to sit at the kiosk. We're looking into all of those things, but that's part of this iterative mission to create a cost-effective solution that we diversify our cost across of thousands, hundreds of thousands of users, so that way we can make it affordable to everybody. Because at the end of the day, we could I mean, if anybody's going to charge $500 for a solution, I think everybody here would raise their hand and say the value there on Shuffle is in that league. But the reality is this is something we're selling for 10 to 20 bucks a month. And the reason behind that is because we want to make it affordable to everybody. We want to make sure that if you're part of a sales team, everybody on the sales team can use it. Or that if you're a company who's buying this for your employees, you know, that it's a cost-effective solution where you can come in and say, like, I had a group, they have a dozen sales agents, you know what I mean? At 10 bucks an account, it's like 120 bucks for the month for their sales team. Could you imagine what it would be like if it was $500 per sales rep? It all has to be the right fit with the right functions and all of that type of stuff. So hopefully, you know, my long-winded response and everybody else's answered your question, Mark.
No, that was great. And, you know, just listening to you guys talk, I'm very respectful and appreciative of your time. I just in listening to you, you know, I could see where it's not just a cookie cutter deal. I'm able to, you know, I'm only limited by my creativity.
Yep.
In terms of how I want to use the card, I want to set up the card. In my case, I provide a lot of training and workshops. And so, yeah, I could see from from wanting to keep the training sticky.
Yep.
I can create some videos in there that tie into the content that was taught, as well as use this as a tool for automotive salespeople who are looking for reviews, who are looking to provide more value, especially with the vehicle shortages out there. They're charging a ton of money.
Yep.
To now provide more value. Here's some videos in there on the most common questions that customers ask when they leave the dealership and they pick up their cars. And that's something that I can work with a dealership to help them customize their own cards. The other piece of the puzzle was the one facet of my business. If I don't work, if I'm not training, I don't get paid.
Yep.
And so I'm residual income is something I'm very, very interested in. And so my dear friend Joe Ingram told me, Mark, I have an UVO card, but I don't get any residual income off of that. And I have a bunch of dealers on that.
Yep.
But my dear friend Cathy has a program that has an affiliate program. So that definitely piqued my interest as well.
I appreciate that. So again, you can see I've thrown up a share screen. I'm taking what you're talking about and just sort of listening to that. It'd be very easy for you to throw in the graphic that is your logo. Again, whatever that is, you just sort of upload it up. You know, we've got the LFI logo in there, video training, and maybe it's video training number 1, you know, and you're going to take them through a series of training. And then you're going to do those trainings over and over and over again, or something like that. Again, it's your content, so you can do what you want with it. So we'll clone this, hit yes, we'll move it down below here. And maybe you have a series of trainings that you want every auto salesperson to go through. Again, this is something you couldn't accomplish with a digital business card, but you can accomplish by creating a training landing page. We see clients do this all the time, getting started training or onboarding for new team members, etc. They build a card specifically with that. Hey, here are the 50 frequently asked questions that I get from everybody who does auto sales. Here you go. You know what I mean? And it's that tip or that tool thing. And all I'm doing is just cloning little elements within a card and moving them around on the card so that they make sense. And maybe it's like, okay, they're going to watch video 1, then they're going to watch video 2, then they're going to watch video 3. And literally while we're sitting here talking, we could be building out a series of different videos that would be available to anybody. And again, you know, we're not going to do that in 5 minutes here, but somebody wants to take 20 or 30 minutes to build out that page. They do it once, and then it gets used over and over and over again.
You can edit it. You edit it as often as you want, whenever you want.
I do have one question though. How many of those scenarios, in other words, if I have, I guess the question I'm asking is, whatever the monthly fee is, how many different iterations could you have under that one fee? Or is it a separate fee for,
you get 10 pages. You get 10 pages included. And then for a one-time $50 upgrade, you can have 100 pages.
So you can see on this account, we're using 10 cards. So if we scroll down on here, we have 10 cards filled out. So
Right.
every account comes with 10 cards, Mark.
Right.
Okay. But for, as Cathy mentioned, for a one-time fee of $50, you can add 100 cards onto an account. So again, go
Quick
ahead.
question. Could I go ahead and create a let's say by a URL that I only wanted to point to one of those cards?
Yes.
Is that possible?
Yes. In fact, there are people in this room right now on this Zoom who do that right now. And Cathy's one of them. If you went to cathyinman.com, it's going to redirect to one of her LFI cards. If you listen to what Mike Snow was saying, he doesn't even build websites for people now. He builds shuffle card for somebody, and then they can redirect their URL direct to that shuffle card. If you stick around the community long enough, Mark, you're going to start to learn all these tips and tricks. We have users who will link their cards together to create microsites. And I don't know if anybody on this call can hear this. Like, Mark's asking the buying questions. He's ready to rock and roll, right? Like, this is how the process should be in our mind of our tool getting out there. It's, here's how I'm using the tool. Here's what it's doing for me. Here's how it's helping me and the results that it's given. What is your situation? What is your problem right now, Mark? What are you trying to solve? And can a landing page solve that? Can relationship tools solve that? Can NFC solve that? Can QR code solve that? Great. Our platform is going to have the flexibility, and probably that's the key differentiator. If I had to pack it all into one word, Mark, it would be flexibility to really accomplish and build content around whatever's going to best serve your purposes.
I'm going to say two things. I'm going to say flexibility and community, because this community also steps up every time, you know, like I told Mark, I was like, come to this call at 2 o'clock. I was like, if you're, you know, he's sitting at home, baby in a knee after knee surgery. I'm like, if you're not doing anything, you're going to meet some great people. I don't know who's going to be here, but you're going to meet some great people. You're going to hear some great ideas of how they're using it. You know, Craig's out selling, what's the Legal Shield and the chocolates, and Ruben's out selling his art and doing his networking, and Mike's doing digital, and James is a DJ. And I mean, everybody's got something different that we do with it, but we all use it to market ourselves and to share information and to collect information, which is one thing we didn't talk about.
Agreed.
The custom lead capture forms. And we can all share. So every time we all drop our business card links, we can actually take those business cards and put them in our shuffle. So not only am I holding the 100 cards that I personally have built about the different companies I'm involved in, I have the shuffle card for any other shuffle user that has sent me their card. So if I'm like, oh, Mark, you need to meet my friend Joe, you go to Joe's card, I send it to you, Joe gets a little notification, Cathy just shared your card with Mark. And Joe's like, hey, Cathy, who's Mark? Which I should call him, huh? Yeah, well, you should call him. I just shared your information with him because you need to meet him. So it's, again, the networking that can go on in the app is just insane. I'm not going like,
Cathy,
you should meet Mark, or, you know, Mark, here's Mark's card, and I take a snapshot of it and I just send him this static piece of paper. I'm sending your actual curated business card that you want me to send with all your social media, your videos. Hey, I'm Mark. You need to call me. Thank you for the introduction.
Yep.
Well, I think just to be frank with you, I could see where a product like this would help myself as well as those people I serve to deliver their ultimate customers a lot of value, right? Yep. You know, what separates you from everyone else? Value. Anyone can sell a car. Anyone can say, yeah, you want a car? Well, that's it. It's going to be $5,000 MSRP. Anyone, there's no talent, there's no skill, but being able to deliver that ongoing customer care, and value perceived is value confirmed, right? And value confirmed is value paid for. And so I could definitely see where this would be a high value product, a high value service that, you know, like Amex, where you wouldn't want to leave home without it. You know, this type of thing that you'd be proud to share. And frankly, most salespeople can't afford web hosting fees or the cost to build a website. So to quickly show them how they can, especially if they're into social, or all of these millennials, Gen Zers out there who have a social media presence, now they can curate some of their content right onto their card with testimonials of really happy customers. And nothing will speak louder for you than someone else saying how great you are. So my mind is flooded now with all these different ideas of how to use it, how to market it. So I really, really appreciate this and your time. I'm looking forward to
Absolutely, I'm excited.
But as I mentioned, I can't start until Joe Ingram gets his card, because I promised
Tell him to call me. He's got my number.
Yeah, I will. And if
We're happy to have you on, Mark.
I'm gonna give him a shot. If he doesn't do it, I'm gonna do it anyway. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
there you go.
There we go. No, you know what I've always thought about for car salesmen was a great follow-up. It's a great thank you card. Like, so somebody buys the car, right? And you've already got this all laid out. You've got your 10 cars or however many cars you sell or whatever, right? So you've got your car for your I don't know cars anymore. So I have a Jeep, whatever else they sell, whatever other, so you got your Rubicon and you got your Jeep and you got your Grand Cherokee or whatever, right? So you send me a card after the sale. Hey, it was great dealing with you. I had fun getting to know you. Enjoy your new car. Watch the video below for the 10 tips of those little things you don't even know your Jeep has, right? And you go through and you show me like the hidden button or the cool thing or whatever it is. And I'm telling you, the next time, you roll up in your new car and someone's like, oh man, that's really, I've been thinking about getting a Jeep, because I get this all the time. I love Jeeps. I never had one. I wish I had one. I'd have that guy's card on my phone. You should call this guy. This is who sold me my Jeep. And look at this really cool thing he sent me. Here's his number. Here's his name. Here's the cool stuff about the Jeep I didn't even know.
I mean, Cathy, what's to prevent a salesperson from buying the customer a dot that's got their information on it? And if they know someone wants a car, hey, give me your phone, tap it on this dot. I have that's now my information as a salesperson in their phone.
Absolutely, 100%. I tell the guys anything, name something. If you fix garage doors, put a sticker on my garage door. If you fix my air conditioner, if you fix my hot water heater, that stuff needs to be immediate. So when my neighbor calls me and goes, I saw that car over at your house. Who is it? Hey, let me just give you their information. It's right here.
Well, and I think what we're talking about, which again has always been a cumbersome process when we think about it, it's how do we make referrals when the time or the opportunity presents itself, right? Because nobody's sitting around with everybody's contact information unless you're on shuffle, you know what I mean? When the opportunity presents itself. My neighbor just bought a new truck. It's got to be this, $80,000, $90,000 truck with all the bells and the whistles. And, he's out there just ogling it, and all the other neighbors come out and they're ogling it and stuff like that. And it's, where did you get it? What does it have? Tell me about it. And to your and Cathy's point, it wouldn't be a problem to say, oh, Mark over here at so-and-so hooked me up. You should get a hold of him if you're looking for a new car, and turn that opportunity to make the referral into something that is transmittable at the time that it happens. He's not going to run in and be like, let me see if I can find this person's card, but he would be like, oh yeah, it's on my phone. Bloop, here you go. Just scan this and you'll have it. Or, pull out that NFC on the tap and just tap the information over. I think that's a huge opportunity in today's business world, where we've been talking about it. We've been doing it in an analog format for a long time, and those who have been diligently referring and being referred have seen the value of that. But now when anybody can refer anybody else's, and to your point, Mark, it's the curated information that you wanted them to share about you. Now they don't have to go Google Mark, you know what I mean? Like everybody does before a meeting. It's like, oh yeah, there's his LinkedIn, and there's his Twitter, and there's his Facebook, and there's his address. Everything's on here. He's curated it and given it right to me in an easy way where I just click and look, which is the world we live in right now,
Great stuff. That's it. And it's funny you mentioned referrals. I train people how to ask referrals, because most people would say, if you know of anyone, send them my way.
Yeah.
Right. That's like me going to a club. I see Cathy and me walking up to her and saying, if you want to dance, I'll be at the bar. Come get me. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. Right. So how to proactively ask for the friend. If you do have one of those programs, like a bird dog program, you know, where you're paying $100 a car in an environment where, you know, these guys are selling. I have a Mercedes-Benz, so that's selling cars $168,000 over MSRP.
Yep.
Wouldn't pay someone a couple $100 for a lead to help you move a car.
I mean, it could be a card that gives them a free tank of gas if they give you a lead. You know what I mean? Look at gas prices nowadays. Hey, next tank's on me when you give me a buyer. Here you go. Just hand this out to people. There's so many different ways you could leverage this. And again, because it's mobile cloud-based, we're not just talking about, and this is what I see in the competitive world, right? Competitors are just focused on the one user who's going to buy one piece of hardware and go out and promote themselves. As Cathy mentioned, it's the tech, but it's also the community and us collectively working together to figure out how do we all rise up and do whatever we're doing the best that we can, you know, and how do we leverage tech to do it, and the latest tech, you know?
Well, I guess it's also, it's building value, delivering value, and it's they say that money, they say that the money always follows service, right? And that's really what you guys aren't just a tech company. You're a service-based business that provides tremendous value. All right. So good
I'm
stuff.
glad you're seeing it, and thank you for those kind words.
Thank you.
Mike, you've had your hand up. Thanks for being patient. Oh,
Yeah,
you're muted.
there you go.
Cathy, do you have the share on?
I can turn on.
Yes.
You want to share?
I want to show you a card that I built. This is back in the mobile builder, but I built it well, hold on.
There you go.
You got it?
I made you a co-host so you can share.
Okay, here we go. And here. I built this card. Wait, this is back. This is back in the mobile builder. And it was because I had built another card. I built this card over here for a car dealer, for the car dealer. I built him the card. I got him. Then he told me about his friend that had this Corvette, and he wanted to show off his Corvette. And I said, well, I got a great way to do that. That's the friend. That's the Corvette. All the specs on the Corvette are there. Engine size, speed, all of it is right on the card. And then I put him on the card.
Oh my. This, my friends, is the brand new 2013 Chevy Corvette Grand Sport in Arctic white with the special diamond blue interior.
You can't beat that. No way.
That's nice.
That's strong, real strong.
Yeah.
Love it.
No
I
way.
love it.
I mean, if we're all showing and telling, mine's not as good as Mike's here, but again, just from the car and automotive side, right? I had a 91 Westie, wanted to sell it. You know what I mean? Has all the images. We're talking about a single piece of inventory. They could do that for any one of their cars, Mark. I mean, the sky's the limit on what you could do on it. And what's crazy, I posted this in all of the little like van life forums and all of that type of stuff. To this day, I still get 1 to 3 views even a week just coming in of people looking at the car, looking at the listing and checking it all out. And my phone just goes off. Hey, somebody's looking at that listing from that post you did, you know, in the VW forums a while ago. There's a lot of flexibility to Mike's thing, a dealership, a sales rep, the inventory, a specific car, the training of salespeople. I could see it going in all different paths. So
The other thing I
you to support, just let us know and we're happy to help out in any way possible.
The other thing I see here is you guys are an amazing community of like-minded professionals that are really looking to help each other. So I really respect and appreciate that.
Hey, Mark, I got a question for you. You said you teach people how to do referrals, how to give referrals?
I do.
Okay, look behind me here. This is in my phone. This is in my phone. These are all the people, independent business people, that I can refer with a touch of a button.
Wow, nice.
He saved them all. So he took the card and saved it as a to his
Icon to the
home screen.
Yep.
So it looks
Strong.
like Yeah, it looks like
Good
its own
stuff.
app. Jay, you had your hand up.
I wanted to add to Mark that this program also for us that are affiliates, which I hope you come on as an affiliate also. One of the key things here is on our cards, the referral program fits right in with our building of our own business side as affiliates here with Shuffle. So every one of those cards that you're putting out there can be used as a long-term tool, and you can keep up with these folks as they connect with you.
Yeah.
One of the things I was thinking about, when you sell a car, anybody there at the business, if they were to make up a card, you know how they usually take the prospect and they buy a car and they take a picture of them in the car and driving away, you could make a video of that and make up a card for that customer, send that card to them after the fact, because they're going to want to show their car to their friends and family. Well, on that card, it's a free card. There's a place that for referrals that these people can find out what we do here at Shuffle.
Sure.
And if they come on board, it comes under your ID, and they may come in as clients or affiliates under you or any one of the sales reps that has that card. Mm-hmm. So that's earned income, good return on investment, and it'll pay for your cards however many you come up with. So that's a great opportunity there. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Yes, I love our community. We have so many good people, such good ideas. I mean, I love coming here because ER and I talk all the time. We're like, oh, that was such a good idea we heard last week.
I'm even thinking like the car shows that people go to and they're ogling over everybody's car. You know what I mean? Like I think of all the little things I did on my van, etc. And going to that car show and just scanning a QR code next to somebody's car, and there's the whole build sheet and how they did the body off restoration and all the man hours and all of the parts and components and links out to the sponsors and stuff like that. Again,
your Amazon affiliate links to all the parts.
I'm telling you, because we sit here and we pick up a topic, right? Like right now we just started talking automotive, and obviously, as you can hear, Mark, like our minds will all go wild on all the ways you can apply the platform. And I think it would be a lot different if we were sitting in a competitor's call and it's like, well, you could build a business card, you know what I mean? Or you could share this through NFC. No, we're talking about like, how do we create and convey a message or information about anything to an individual who's present? Whether it's a sales message, whether it's information about a car, whether it's an invite to, the kid's soccer game or a birthday message. You can do it all on this platform. So excited to see what happens and what comes out of your involvement, Mark, and whatever we can do as a community to support. We're excited to support because, again, it just is more fodder to the conversation of all the ways this is being used. And it blows my mind each time. Like just even seeing the stuff that Mike was sharing and everybody, how great everybody's cards are looking and how they create a benefit in sharing information. So.
Well, too, I don't even think we talked about it. The fact that, if you do have something that you curate and you have a sales team, that the cards are clonable. So if you want to turn on the cloning feature, each person doesn't even have to make the original card. You could have them clone something that was built, say, hey, use this, change your email, change your phone number in your picture, and you're off to the races.
Well, and Mark, can I ask you a quick question? With your role in what you do as a trainer and sales for the auto space, I assume, do you work for a bunch of different dealerships?
I do. So what I do is I will work for different dealerships. I also work for a dealer association that has about 600 dealers that are signed up for them. So they'll send people out to my workshops. But as we're talking, if I was a salesperson, making over 100,000 a year in this environment, and I want to really provide value, there would be nothing preventing me from creating a dot and putting it in a location in the car. Maybe if the arm console, maybe underneath it. If the person needs me, then anything. If they want service for their car, they can just,
Tap it. Yeah.
tap it, and the information, or I've included pre-made YouTube videos on the most common, how to change your radio station or your radio, how to set your stations, how to work the dual climate control, what type of gas you should use for your car. Hell, it could even be something that's really personalized. Hey, Mr. Johnson, congratulations on your vehicle. Especially if I'm delivering the car a few days out. It could be the same day, because I can create a YouTube video and just go on to the desktop and load it up. And say, as I'm going over the vehicle, let me have your phone for a second, tap it, boom, there it is.
Everything.
And now they've got all their videos. And if you have a dealership doesn't have service located right because a lot of dealerships in the Northeast, their service departments are a few miles away. And so, again, providing value, providing information, educating, motivating, inspiring their customers to see them as more than transaction. It's the relationship, right? They're earning their commission at the end of the sale, not at the beginning.
So this is one that I made, Mark. I made this so we can also do we can do cards to show people what their card could look like. So this is actually a promotional card I had made for my sales guy or my service guy back in 2020. And so I told him I made this for him. I printed him out the QR code to it. And I said, tape this to the back of your board that you write on when the people come in and you take the notes and you have us sign something. I said, tape this to the back of your clipboard. And he's like, well, what is it? I said, well, pull out your phone and check it out. And this is my service guy. This is Bill. And here's his website. Here's the phone number to call to get service. Here's the service department hours. And I was like, now everybody you don't have to hand them anything anymore. All through COVID, all through the shutdown, if they come in and they would need your information, just have them scan the back of your clipboard. And he was like, you've got to be kidding me. And I was like, nope. And so having little things for people that they don't even know makes it so simple.
Now imagine Cathy, me saying to a salesperson, right? Hey, you got to check out this technology. Oh, what's the cost? Oh, it's only $500. Ain't gonna happen.
That's what I love it. When Mark turns around and says it's only $20 and the guy's like 20, like I got to get this tomorrow. That's why when I heard that opening thing, the enthusiasm, all this stuff, the latest and greatest. I thought you were talking about us, Mark, and then you said the price, and I was like, that's like 10 to 20x us. You know what I mean?
That was my point. That was my point. I was like, well, wait a second, hold on. This is not. It's not new technology. And then he's doing it as an army of one. And so I asked him, well, what's the turnaround time? Oh, I can get it done in about 3 days. I said, well, you're going to charge me $500 to take me 3 days? Dude, I wish you well, man. I wish you well, but I'm not interested.
Well, hey, I look forward to the future, Mark. Let us know how we can support. I'd love to brainstorm with you. As Cathy mentioned, if you're training teams and you can think of a page or a card that would support the team, we can have everybody using the exact same one, maybe just adjusting their headshot and their contact information. We can get this into a bunch of dealerships. And as you've heard from everybody on here, Jay included, we've got an affiliate program where we would cut you in on the revenue that comes out. That's part of our mission as well, is we pay out over half of the revenue that comes in back out to the affiliate. So we'll talk more in detail on that on other calls. We do calls on Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. They're free and open to anybody. And I hope you'll start, joining us on some of those, at least while you're on the mend.
I will.
We'll help you out. Kathy, I know we're at the top of the hour and I know we've got some other places to jump, but
Yep,
for
I got
those
my
of
phone
you
call
who
coming
stuck
in.
around, I did tell Kathy we had a new thing get pushed up in development to the servers, and it's live. As many of you know, we've been working with the NFC tap technology. Mark, this is something, again, that's going to be a differentiator. Most of you know the basics behind us, right? You take the card, you take the device, you tap the card to the device or the dot or whatever you're doing with the hardware, you open it up and it opens up to the card itself. Okay, except for I just opened my Apple Pay while doing all of that. Anyways, with that being said, I got Greg, I ended up putting your chocolate card on here for when I tapped it. Shows Greg's card. Programming this. Mark, if you haven't seen this before, to write or adjust this is a 10-second process. I can change the cards on this at any time. I'm getting ready to go on an event and I got to shift from my training card to my X card, you know, my business card. I literally just select the card, select write, tap it, and it's written. Okay. Now what we're allowing it to be done is
each card, it has its own identifiable, each NFC card is its own identifiable piece, its own.
Correct.
So it's not doing for one, it's doing it for everything.
Correct. So that way I even have measurability. I know if I've got this card versus this card versus this card, that I could have 3 different pieces of information and measure how many shares I'm doing on this card itself. And I can reprogram this card over and over and over again. And one of the things that we just released is most everybody is programming them with their phones, right? I've got to either write the card or scan the QR code, etc. Now we just pushed up, guys, where you can program these remotely. So again, for Mark, let's say you're managing a sales team or you're the HR person managing a sales team. You hand out all of the cards and then you manage what the card points to remotely from your computer. We're probably one of the only companies right now that I know of who's doing this. I expect, we always say often imitated, never duplicated. We will see others come into the market space because that's what we're seeing right now just with digital business card. And that's just validating to us that we're at an inflection point where people are starting to adopt. Wherever there's money being spent, you'll see the other purveyors come in as well. The fly-by-night, I'm going to offer you a digital business card or NFC. So that's the big validator that we're seeing. But I'm going to go over and I'm going to share my desktop. I'm going to show everybody here. We're in Doug's account. This is our demo account. We, again, have those 10 cards that we created. And I can come over to my name and I can go to my Tap Tech. This is the Tap technology for NFC, and click on that and it will pull up the cards that I currently have. And at any time I can adjust what the destination URL is. So this is going to Greg's chocolate card, as you guys all saw that earlier. And I'll open this up and just copy and open it up here and show you guys what somebody sees when we tap their card. Goes straight to Greg's chocolate card. And Greg, what a great card. I love this one. But let's say we want to change this. We don't want it to go to Greg's card. We just want it to go to Google. Okay, let's go on ahead and go and put in here Google. You don't even have to link to a shuffle card on here. If you just wanted it to go to the main auto website, etc., we're going to hit save. Guys, we just programmed this thing. This thing could be all the way around the world, and I could be writing it remotely. So if you're seeing in the camera right now, I'm just going to go ahead and tap this right here, and we'll see that it's going to go to google.com. Let me click on the link, and you'll see it open up, and it goes to Google. Okay, now let's say we wanted to go back to one of our business cards. We'll click on it again. Business digital card selection. We're going to add in a feature also to pull up all of your campaigns as well. We know how important campaigns are to part of our NFC marketing, but I can select any of the cards that I have of those 10 available cards. So we'll put it in for Baldwin Construction. I do have one item I need to fix. You can see we're still on test here. So I'm just going to get rid of where it says test because we validated this last night. We'll hit save. Guys, now if I tap this card, you just saw it go from Greg's chocolate. We saw it go to Google. I'm on Google right now. Now I'm just going to tap it again. There's the link. And now it's going to go over to our other card. We can literally just change these on the fly whenever we want. And now we have the capability, if you're managing, let's say you've got a sales team of 10 people, you could manage all 10 cards remotely from wherever you're at. So hopefully everybody enjoys that new technology. Again, there's a little element on here that I just need to update. So be aware that it is posting in the test link, and it should be good to go. We'll see campaigns in here, hopefully in the next week or so. So for you guys sticking around, yeah, good new push. Again, more capability, more power. That's the goal. Iterate on it continually, everybody.
Okay. I love it. What a fantastic Tech Tuesday. Thank you guys all for being here. Thank you for inviting guests. Thank you for everybody that showed up. You got a little tip on the end here from ER, so you know about the new tech. And we'll see everybody next Tuesday. Don't forget Roundtable Thursday.
Yes, we're going to have some stuff posted in. Yep.
And we'll see you guys the rest of the week. I gotta go.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining. We'll
Thank
talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Message if you need anything. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Greg.